Good day everyone. My name is Mark Kevin A. Kakbay. And so for today, I will be discuss the biological evolution and cultural evolution. So, what is biological evolution? Biological evolution, it refers to the changes, modifications, and variations in the genetics and inherited traits of biological populations from one generation to another. Scientists study the changes in the physical body of the humans, the change in the shape and size of their bones. So, that is biological evolution. And now, what is cultural evolution? Cultural evolution, it refers to the changes or development in cultures from a simple form to a more complex form of human culture. Scientists study the cultural evolution of humans by analyzing the changes in latter's ways of life. Did you know, guys, who is Charles Darwin? Charles Darwin was born in February 12, 1809 in England and died in April 19, 1882. Charles Darwin was an English naturalist whose scientific theory of evolution by natural selection became the foundation of modern evolutionary studies. An affable country gentleman, Darwin at first shocked religious Victorian society by suggesting that animals and humans shared a common ancestry. However, his non-religious biology appealed to the rising class of professional scientists. And by the time of his death, evolutionary imagery had spread through all of science, literature, and politics. Darwin himself, an agnostic, was accorded the ultimate British accolade of burial in Westminster Abbey, London. Darwin formulated his bold theory in private in 1837 to 1839. After returning from a voyage around the world aboard HMS Beagle, but it was not until 2 decades later that he finally gave it full public expression in On the Origin of Species in 1859, a book that has deeply influenced modern Western society and thought. So now guys, let's discuss the theory of evolution by Charles Darwin. So the first one is Australopithecus afarensis, and the second one is Homo habilis, and the third one is Homo erectus, and the fourth one is Homo neanderthalensis, and the fifth one or the last one is Homo sapiens. So, did you know guys what is Australopithecus afarensis? Australopithecus afarensis is the earliest ancestors of human beings. They walk upright but quite short, live 2.9 to 3.5 million years ago. So, Lucy was discovered on November 24, 1974 by Donald Johanson and Tom Gray in Hadar, Utopia. Lucy was the first identified individual from the species Australopithecus afarensis. The team nicknamed the skeleton Lucy after the Beatles song Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, which was played at the celebration of the day she was found. So now guys, let's proceed to the second evolution, which is the Homo habilis. Homo habilis, also called handyman, they live in 1.5 to 2.4 million years ago. This species, one of the earliest members of the genus Homo, has a slightly larger brain case and smaller face and teeth than in Australopithecus, but it still retains some ape-like features, including long arms and a moderately prognatic face. Its name, which means handyman, was given in 1964 because this species was thought to represent the first maker of stone tools. Currently, the old stone tools are dated slightly older than the oldest evidence of the genus Homo. So guys, the third one is the Homo erectus. Homo erectus, they were also called as upright man and live around 300,000 to 1.6 million years ago. Early African Homo erectus fossils, sometimes called Homo ergaster, all the oldest known early humans to have possessed modern human-like body proportions with relatively elongated legs and shorter arms compared to the size of their torso. So the fourth one is Homo neanderthalensis. Neanderthalensis made and used a diverse set of sophisticated tools controlled fire, live in shelter, made and wore clothing, were skilled hunters of large animals, and also ate plant foods. And occasionally made symbolic or ornamental objects. There is evidence that Neanderthalensis deliberately buried their dead and occasionally even marked their graves with offerings such as flowers. No other primates and no earlier human species had ever practiced this sophisticated and symbolic behavior. So the fifth one and the last one is Homo sapiens. Homo sapiens, the species that you and all other living human beings on this planet belongs to the Homo sapiens. During a time of dramatic climate change 3,000 years ago, Homo sapiens evolved in Africa. Like other early humans that were living at this time, they gathered and hunted food and evolved behaviors that helped them respond to the challenges of survival in unstable environments. And guys, that's all for the Theory of Evolution by Charles Darwin. And again, I'm Mark Kevin Akak. Bye. Thank you for listening.